All right, guys. Welcome back to the show. Today, I want to talk a little bit of a little marketing. So, obviously, doesn't matter what you're in. If you're, real estate investor, real estate agent, whatever. I mean, you've got to marketing is a part of what we do. And you've got to be able to market. If you're marketing to motivated sellers, if you are marketing to, you're trying to purchase property, or hell, if you're an agent, you're trying to list a property. You've got to be able to understand how to market. But one of the things that I see that's a pitfall that I wanted to really just touch on for a second, because I think this is mindset, is the lack of speed to lead. In sales, you hear that thing where you hear the saying speed to lead. You got to be quick. So I remember way back starting my first business, like anybody, right? Whether it's if you're real estate investing, doesn't matter, just business, because I look at real estate investing as a business. Started the first business, and I had no business, right? I had the business, but no business there was no business. So you start marketing, and you see this a lot in the real estate industry where individuals may list a property, or you are an investor and you put it up for sale, and someone calls and you don't fucking answer the phone. And then when you don't answer the phone, you lose out. You have to be fast at being able to, speed to lead. As soon as it comes in, everything drops, right? Like there's nothing else. Like if you've invested your money into any kind of inbound marketing, every lead costs you money. And if you're not doing that, you know,
Throwing money away
and you're throwing money away,
and
you know,
opportunity.
opportunity. If you don't have the mindset where, basically if you don't have the mindset that, when the world stop or when the lead comes in, the world stops, you're going to lose out. There's always going to be someone else who's going to come in and take that, right? Maybe you're an investor and you're trying to sell your property and they're looking to purchase. Someone's wanting to purchase. They're not always going to keep calling you. If you don't answer a couple times, that's it. They might just say, "Hey, I'm out. I'm going to the next person." You know,
Some
y-
people don't even leave a message. They're
yeah,
like, oh, they didn't answer the phone.
yeah, exactly, exactly. To me, a reasonable time of speed to lead is no less than 60 minutes. I say that because if someone's, really to me is no less than 5 minutes. But, if you're like right now, when we record, everything's cut out, the world's shut out, we're not getting on our phones and things like that. If you're in an important meeting, get it.
Mhm.
But for the most part, it needs to be within 5 minutes. I don't just anymore. I used to keep my phone with me near the shower. Like I'd be like in the shower, phone calls, turn the shower off, get on the phone. Hello, like you have to. Like I don't do that now, but in the beginning stages, man, all the time, my
Yeah.
phone was like connected to my hip, especially in the very very beginning. Because no matter what you sell, what depending on what you sell, and then no matter what you sell, they're always going to go to somebody else. So you've got to be there and prepared, and especially putting money in. And I think one of the reasons why some people don't necessarily do speed to lead, one, I think it's just being scared. But two, I think a lot of the reasons why people don't do it is they didn't really put the marketing dollars in to get it sometimes, right? Maybe you threw up a sign, didn't really cost you a
Mhm.
whole lot. So you're like, eh.
Yeah.
But if you put a couple thousand in it, that's a fire in your ass to be like, oh man, I got to hurry up and get speed to lead, as fast as you can. I want to be so fast that someone's like, when we've had this where people are like, man, thanks for the quick response.
Yep.
Or my other favorite is, I didn't get to finish filling out the forms.
I'm still on the website.
I'm still, yeah, yeah, they finished the form. I'm still on the website. You're like, oh snap. You know what I mean? And as investors, I'm talking about this right here is just motivated sellers, right? If you're marketing to motivated sellers, things like that, you've got to be quick, man. I mean, hence the name motivated sellers. They're fucking motivated.
But even if you didn't put a lot of marketing money into the advertisement and stuff, it's why not answer the phone and make it a success?
Yeah.
Keep your costs small and it works for you. Awesome.
Yeah. Exactly. I think some people are nervous though.
Yeah.
They're maybe nervous talking to people. Like I know in the beginning, guys, I get nervous, man. When I start something new, I'm like, I still get nervous, but I try to push through as fast as I can and get to the failure as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's always a great idea to have, some kind of response wrote out or something, especially if you're putting a sign up with their phone number or something. You want to know what to say when the phone does ring.
Especially when you're new to it.
Yep.
Yeah. Have something there that says, hey, this is it. A script.
Yep.
how you want to respond, just questions. You obviously when you get a lead, you should be asking questions. That's what it's a
Hmm.
discovery call. You know, how do I, how can I help you? What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not that generic, but you should have something, the who, what, where, when, and why,
Yeah.
all those items should be asked.
And especially as an agent, if, you know, the person calling, that property might not fit for them,
Hmm.
but don't count them out. I mean, your sign's up there. They've already made the call. You know, you don't work just for that one property. You can help them find anything.
Yeah.
So don't just, oh, sorry that didn't work for you. Thanks for calling, and hang up.
Yeah. And that's why when we talk about here, we talk broad because it's business. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what business you're in. You are talking about, I mean, whether it's the investor side or the agent side, it's all the same. You've got to be fast. And you are right. If you when you get the lead, if it doesn't work out, you can always, maybe there is something else that you can help them with,
Hmm.
and so you got to ask those right questions. Hey, do you need this? Do you need that? On their way up here today, somebody called asking, something that Misty was like, well, can I help you with this? But they didn't need Misty because it wasn't the right property they were calling about, but she could still say, hey, well, person said, no, I'm good. But, it doesn't mean you can't ask,
Yep.
you know, so you've got to be prepared. Speed to leads important. Don't let those leads sit. That every time the phone rings, that's money.
And one of the things I would recommend that I try to do if I can't answer the phone right then and there, like maybe I'm in a public setting and it's really loud, and it would be a horrible phone call if I took it because I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to hear or something like that. I would let it ring, and then when it's done, immediately send a text to them. Hey, I'm sorry, I missed your call. How can I help you, or something like that. Just get in touch with them because the longer you wait, they're calling somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the longer you wait, you're right. And so, yeah, when you do,
And a lot of people are more comfortable texting anyway.
mhm. Yeah, that's the other thing is you don't always have to answer the phone. Not saying never answer the phone. If they call you, right? Meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
If they want to call you, they want to call. Older people don't necessarily text, so you might have to call them. But so you got to meet them where they're at, and then
Mhm.
when you do that, if it's call, text, email, phone, whatever, there's nothing wrong with just keeping them there. Some people try to, speed a lead, and then they try to drag them to a different medium.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily what you need to do. You don't need to drag someone to a different medium. Some people may only be comfortable, especially nowadays. There's so many ways to communicate with people. That it's not just the phone. I mean, you
Mhm.
got video calls and all sorts of stuff. So not always dragging them to a different medium is what you need. But no, absolutely right. That's great advice. If you can't reach it or if you can't take the call now, you're in the movie theater or something. Just still be able to respond and say, hey, I'm in a meeting right now. I can call you in a minute. Is there anything I can help you with right now? Via text or whatnot. Whatever that response might be, but it does give you. You're like, okay, cool. They've responded to me. They know I'm.
They're responsive.
Yeah,
That's the main thing because I don't know how many times you call or, put in your information for something and you never hear back.
all the time. I see
And
that.
so the longer before they get a response, the more they're moving on in their mind. So as long as you're responding, whether it be calling them back or sending them a text or something, at least you're responding to them, and that goes a long way.
I remember just when you said that, it makes me think of being a little kid. I remember being a little kid, and when I started calling people in the phone book, like calling stores, and I wanted to look for certain things. I'm like probably our oldest son's age, and probably 10. And I remember like getting on the phone. It was my first experience. Like I was looking for a Lego set or something like that. And I called my, hi, do you guys have this Lego set? And I remember just thinking to myself, it's weird. I can actually remember that. But like thinking to myself, if they didn't answer, I'm like, I'm moving on.
Yep.
I'm calling the next Toys R Us. No joke. I'm
Yep.
calling the next Toys R Us, or I'm calling the next pet shop because I was looking for a certain kind of pet. Like, I remember my mom would be like, hey, you need to, go. You want to do it? You need to go call these people. And I remember just going through and not getting answers. And I would not always circle back. I'd actually just keep going down the list of
Mhm.
people
Until you
of
found it.
businesses in the phone book until I actually found it. I remember doing that. Now I know some of you guys, if you're younger, you're listening to this, you're like, what's a phone book? But it is an item. It's not what it's not a doorstop, and it's not what you sit on anymore. But we did have a book with a bunch of phone numbers and a bunch of People, that's where you either called somebody,
Call a business.
call a business, or call a person.
Yellow pages.
You used to look people up in the phone book. You could actually find someone's number. Now you got to skip trace them. But, you could find them, in the phone book. But that doesn't exist anymore now.
Yeah.
You can't, your cell phone is not hidden, but it's just not as public.
Well, I remember when we were trying to get the bus wrapped
Mhm.
and you kept calling companies
Yes.
to figure out, what the process is and the cost.
The
And
bus still isn't wrapped. It never got wrapped because people
you were
don't
getting
answer.
so annoyed and you're like, man, people won't even
Yeah.
answer the phone or get back to me.
Yep. It's still, the bus is still not wrapped to this day. And in fact, that was a couple $1,000 job. That wasn't going to be
Yeah.
cheap, and just so you guys know, we have we have it now, but we do have it's a 1969 Volkswagen bus. It's like a show car. It's this beautiful, beautiful orange, and it's never
Orange and
been.
white.
I don't even drive it. I can barely drive the damn thing. But we were gonna wrap it and make it all nice and pretty, but we didn't because no one would answer the call. There was no speed to lead, and then when I did try to schedule it, it was just still the same thing. It was the same thing, and I get it if you're busy, you guys. If you have a business, or maybe you're a real estate investor and you're or you're an agent or whatever, and you're just getting so busy, you need to put someone up front to be that person to take those calls and help.
They'll pay
That's
for themselves.
Yeah, that's helpful. It's you need to do that. It's just the responsible thing to do, but don't just ignore everybody. So yeah, the bus never got wrapped, which turns out because the person who otherwise has worked on it has told us, hey, don't ever wrap this thing. He's like, you can take this to any show and they'll just. We didn't realize how much of a show car we were buying. I just thought it was a beautiful bus. And I was like, we're gonna buy this thing and we're gonna drive it around town. And now I'm like, I don't even want to drive it. It's such a beautiful bus. I'm afraid somebody's gonna, hit it or something, and the next thing you know,
Rocks flying at us.
yeah, rocks flying at it. It's just yeah. So we're not doing it. So on that note, it is good that speed to lead did not work out. But if you are the one getting the phone calls, answer the damn phone. That's it. So, all right, guys, speed to lead, be fast, be quick, be first, and be the only one they talk to. And we'll catch you guys next time.